Good morning. It was in December in the year of 2000, and I had written and directed my play named Swans Over Charlevoix. The theater critic wrote a saying, Erreca has written a play which touches on his and our own mixed feelings about abortion. They manage to bury the innocent so deeply that it's returned to its kin to resurrection. Anyone hoping for an easy, passive entertainment is bound to get confused. But like a good novel that requires some early and intensive concentration, once you've allowed your mind to focus, the experience of the story is all more rich and vital. Today, in the year of 2024, abortion isn't buried away, but most women have abortion on their minds daily. After writing the play Swans Over Charlevoix and directing it, I knew 24 years ago that those who were against having abortion wouldn't like it. And still today, abortion should have the right to have it, and it's a 50-50 question, and it will always be it that way. It's the same day in the afternoon, and laughter is heard in the black, while the lights slowly rise on the dining room table. William is in his wheelchair laughing, along with Trina and her boyfriend, Myron. Lenny is in the kitchen. Trina is telling an old family story about her papa, laughing as she tells it.
And Papa's lying asleep on the beach, and a swarm of seagulls are pooping on his legs and his chest.
Does he wake up?
No, that's what's so funny. They circled him, and he didn't even budge. They dive bombed him as he slept.
Did you try to wake him?
No, Mama and I were laughing so hard that a seagull pooped on his forehead, square between his eyes, and then he sat up, he looked around, and he jumped to his feet, and he ran into the water.
Lenny enters from the kitchen. Myron, this is her favorite story. You should feel honored she shares it with you. Trina, Myron, she likes to embarrass me. Stories like this, she saves them for special occasions. She likes to see him laugh.
Yes, Papa. I like to see you laugh. When I was a child, I remember lying awake in bed when the Costanzos were playing gin rummy, and Papa and Mr. Costanzo were having a contest as to who could tell the best joke.
Oh, Mr. Costanzo, may he rest in peace, told the dirtiest ones. Lenny, I would beg him to lower his voice, but the closer the punchline came, the louder we laughed.
I learned more from Mr. Costanzo than from Mrs. Bellington's sex education class. He gets all the credit for my getting straight A's.
Oh, Myron, more coffee? Yes, please. Trina?
I'm fine, Mama. If I get any more wired, my hair will look like Mrs. Frankenstein.
William, don't even ask me. Coffee isn't your friend, and your heart will thank you. She exits to the kitchen. Do you see how I'm abused by your precious mama, Trina?
He can't have any stimulants, not even chocolate, which is his favorite.
Oh, it was a sad day, Myron.
when they took my sweets away. I mean, it's my heart. They're afraid my heart will explode, but if it did, then they'd get all my money, so that's love for you. Lenny enters carrying the coffee pot. He says, if I die eating chocolate, I'll die with a smile on my face. Does that make any sense to you? No offer. No offense. But I have to say no. Thank you, Mrs. Dye. And you're a smart man, Myron. What sinful act from my past brought such cruelty? How can one exist without chocolate?
He always brought chocolate home. Our tables had small bowls of chocolate candies everywhere.
Myron, do you have a sister or brother? I have one sister and two brothers. Mary Ann is in Los Angeles, California, and my younger brother Benjamin is studying architecture at Stanford University. My oldest brother, Timothy, is in France, living the life of a poor artist. It sounds romantic.
Myron, you never told me you had a second brother.
Trenna. I'm a sketcher. What kind of artist is he? He's a portrait painter, oils and pastels. We haven't seen one another for some time, though.
Myron, why haven't you mentioned to him?
There was a fallout in the family. I'll explain it later. No. I love great art. I'm impressed by the way paint artists construct their light into their canvas. It captures my imaginations. Are you close to your sister and two brothers? I'm close with Mary Ann and Benjamin, but Timothy is another matter. How is your mother and father doing these days when having such a beautiful family?
Mama, he lost his parents in a plane accident several years ago.
I did not know. I'm so sorry, Myron. Was it a commercial flight? No. My father flew most of his life. First as a naval pilot during the Korean War, and then only flew as a hobby in a small single-engine Piper. The official report blamed mechanical failure as the cause of the accident. Myron, what can one say? We're sorry for your great loss, and you must miss them dearly. Yes, we all are. Thank you for your kind words. Lenny stands motioning to Trenna. Trenna, help me clear the table.
Can I get you two men anything?
No, everything was delicious and I can't take another bite.
Can I get anything for you, Papa?
Yes, a large bowl of ice cream, vanilla ice cream with cookies circling the rim of a bowl. Only your dreams, William. Come on, Trenna. Let's clean the kitchen and let the men talk lies together. Lenny and Trenna moved into the kitchen. William and Myron silently sit for a few moments, not looking at one another. Myron, so, have you shot anyone lately? Why no. Not yet anyway, but I practice at the shooting range once a month until I do. That's good. You need to have a sharp eye. You like being a policeman? Yes, sir. I made that decision when I was serving in the Air Force. Were you a pilot? No, I was a military policeman. Have you any other ambitions? No, sir. You like my daughter? Yes, very much. Have you been married before? Oh, I once came close, but it was called off. Was it your decision or hers? It was mutual. Do you have any children? No, but I hope to someday. Good. I love your daughter very much, sir. Did you give my daughter a traffic ticket? No, it was only a warning. In the future, don't let Trena take advantage of your good nature, because she does it all the time to me. I'll keep that in mind, sir. Lenny enters and takes a bowl off the table. Aren't you two having a pleasant conversation? They both nod their heads like a couple of schoolboys. That's nice to know. And don't forget to use your voices so I can understand yes from no. Lenny exits into the kitchen and William and Myron sit quietly. I'm dying. It's all right. And you don't have to say anything. And it won't change anything even if you do. I'm so sorry to hear that, sir. The doctors say I've overstayed my welcome and I could go any time. How can they truly know for sure? What I've been paying them, they should know the very second on the clock. You have specialists, right? Yes. Operations are out of the question and medicines hardly work. I'm broken inside and they don't know how to fix me. You may be wondering why I'm telling you this. If you don't, I'll tell you anyway. My daughter is our life, and her happiness is paramount over everything else. We wish no harm to come to her, physically or emotionally. I may not have the time or patience, Myron, to assess your true character to me. So, I'll cut through the polite protocol with this one question for you. Do you want my Trena as your wife, or merely wanting her as a fleeting distraction in your life? Trena enters, picking up some silverware off the table.
Is he boring you with his war stories?
No, your father is definitely not boring.
Good. We have orange sherbet ice cream and sliced pound cake with strawberries. And for you, Papa, Mama's preparing your special dessert.
Ask her to pour a spoonful of sugar on mine.
I'll ask her, but don't be disappointed. Now, what would you like, Myron?
I'll have an orange sherbet and a little more coffee, please. Trena exits into the kitchen. Her mama and I have been married for 45 years. Trena is our only child. We began our family late in life, but didn't want to miss out on the blessing. I choose to believe the man who takes her hand in marriage will treat her with love, kindness, and respect. If you are this man, then you have my blessing. If you are not, be kind and spare my daughter the unnecessary hardship that it would bring to her. Lenny and Trena enter carrying the desserts. I hope this is enough, but there is always more. It's plenty. Thank you. Trena pours coffee into Myron's cup.
So, what have you been talking about?
Hemorrhoids, if you choose to be nosy. William, don't be vulgar. William, your eyes are still good. And you are still cruel to me, Lenny.
So, did he tell you about how he almost drowned in the Second World War?
No. But I'd like to hear about it.
Tell him, Papa.
Oh, you do it and you know it by heart, and let me eat my sugarless dessert. William, we should put it on a record. We've heard it so many times. Go on, Trenna. Tell him the story.
It was the invasion of Normandy.
Not Normandy, but the invasion of Sicily in September of 1943.
Well, are you sure you don't want to tell it?
I'm sure.
Papa was in a landing craft with other soldiers as they came to the Sicilian beachfront. A mortar shell fell close by, nearly hitting them, sending a geyser of water into the air. Everyone inside was drenched and frightened, and they began climbing overboard using Papa as a stepladder. The shells continued splashing around them, filling the bottom of the landing craft with water, where his head was underwater and he was drowning as the frantic soldiers trampled over him.
It bothers me every time I hear this horrible story, William.
I'm sorry, Mama. Do you want me to stop?
No, I'll finish it. Lenny, plug your ears if you get bored. My face was underwater, and for the life of me, I couldn't understand why I was going to die this way. My own friends were stepping all over me, and no one thought to lean over and pick me up out of the water. Just when my lungs screamed for air, I was about to breathe in the Mediterranean Sea. I suddenly felt myself being sucked out of the front of the landing craft onto the sandy beach when the ramp dropped open. As I lied there, shaking the water out of my ears, mouth, and lungs, I realized something that has stuck with me all these years.
Tell him the lesson you learned that day, Papa.
It goes something like this. Although a friend may kill you in a moment of fear, you must love and defend them in spite of your loss of life. After hearing all these many years, I still don't understand, William. I think I do. The telephone rings and Lenny answers it. Hello? Hello?
Who is it, Mama?
Hello? Lenny? Is something wrong?
Mama, is there someone on the line?
Lenny slowly hangs up the receiver. There was nobody there. That's strange. But I thought there was. Come sit. You're white as chalk, Lenny.
What's wrong?
I don't know. Did you hear anyone? No, but I felt something.
What did you feel?
I thought I heard a breath. It must be a prank or a wrong number, Lenny. So let's forget it ever happened.
Yes, let's enjoy our dessert, Mama.
Yes, let's. So Myron, have you set a date? We have, and thought a September wedding would be best. Myron, why wait 2 months?
His brother Benjamin and sister have made arrangements to come at that time.
Is your oldest brother coming? No, I don't want him there. Why not?
Papa, please. He has his reasons, and we shouldn't meddle in what we don't understand.
No, Trina. He's entitled to hear an answer. It was in the middle of November, 3 years ago, when my parents boarded their plane for a trip to Vermont. The weather conditions were very poor, but my father was determined to fly anyway. My mother insisted waiting until the following morning, but he talked her into going anyhow. I drove them to the airport, waved to them as they taxied down the runway, and stood there watching my mother smiling through her window as they lifted into the sky. I never saw them again.